That's what he said with Cedric D. Sanders.
100% real, raw, and uncut. Deadass.
Hello, my name is Cedric, and along with my beautiful wife, Connie, we'll be hosting my brand new podcast, That's What I Said. I'm a retired Navy veteran that suffers from PTSD and anxiety, and we'll discuss how I cope with the mental illness through comedy and discussion. It's a podcast that will talk about everything from cryptocurrency to comedy. If we're worrying about the dollar going up and down, up and down, up and down, and it's still a dollar, guess what? The value of that means absolutely nothing. Cryptocurrency in itself is the future of money. From spirituality to cannabis. To have cannabis on the Schedule 1 list is bullshit. I'm sorry, it is. It makes absolutely no sense. If it's a seed that can be planted and it has healing properties in it, why the hell is it in Schedule 1? Last time I checked, cocaine don't have healing property in it. From interracial relationships, I don't have a problem with people talking about interracial relationships. People try to talk bad about my interracial relationship just to think that they can get under my skin. I mean, really, it don't bother me. I mean, let's not make, call a spade a spade. But if you have a problem with someone that's in love, it shouldn't matter the race of the person. It's a mental illness in our community. The problem is people want to put labels on it. Everybody wants to put color on everything. And as soon as you put color on it, it gets treated differently. The money gets treated funny. Because if it's dealing with Asians, guess what? It's going to take a longer process unless those leaders step up and get into the president's face or U.S. leaders' face and say, this is a problem in our community. Not leaving one topic unturned. If you want to hear real, authentic conversation, interviews, and comedy, please take time to listen to That's What I Said, because I said what I said.
Giving you 100% authentic, real, raw, unapologetic truth with no filter. Listen to That's What I Said. Available on your favorite podcast platform.
That's what he said with Cedric D. Sanders.
Welcome to another episode of That's What I Said with Cedric Sanders. Giving you 100% authentic, real, raw, unapologetic truth with no filters. This broadcast starts now.
I need to turn it down so y'all can hear us.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for tapping in and tuning in to another episode of That's What I Said. We're live and direct on Tuesday night. Jump in the chat. Join the conversation. We're about to get deep on this one.
Hey, so I'm going to do all the call to action at the end, but make sure y'all go to that'swhatisaid.com and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Days on Facebook is getting short. I'm going to move and solely do it on YouTube, and that's just what it's going to be. The algorithm on Facebook is too hard to deal with. I actually have to go into my own live to change the privacy settings, because now they have changed the privacy settings to where now I can only do my lives and it get put on my page just for my friends. I can't put it up there for public. It's the dumbest shit ever. So yeah, I'm dealing with that. Just trying to figure out a good time so I can actually, just do the stuff that I want to do with the podcast. But that's hard. Yeah. It's hard when there's so much resistance, so much just people pulling and people just being negative Nancy. It's just so much. It's not even distractions, really. It's just people peopling, and at the end of the day, you just get tired of actually just paying attention to people peopling. I'm just like...
Not the peopling.
I mean...
Yeah.
Look, I'll put it to you like this. It is hard in these streets for a black entrepreneur. And it's always harder when something on the personal side is getting fucked with. So it's like how impactful those things can be when it comes to your business and your personal things is just different. You know what I'm saying? So you have to do it in balance. You have to do it the way that it's meant to be done and have balance. And at the same time, not bitch about it.
Yeah, but how can you not? Because
the reality is this. These are the bumps and bruises that you knew going into being an entrepreneur. Things are happening. Life happens.
Yeah.
It's how you navigate within those parameters of things that's happening is what is going to be that building block. No, I'm not saying you can't, do certain things in your personal life that require, your time.
Right.
I'm not saying you can't do that. All I'm saying is you can't make excuses for other people not standing up to their word or just pulling out these fallacies just to distract you into the position where you can't do something you want to do. Some people like to sell you a dream, but ain't never been to sleep. You ain't never heard that saying?
No, I haven't.
People will sell you a dream, but they ain't never went to sleep. Ain't even take a nap, but they selling you dreams. You don't get the fuck out of here.
I'm sorry, I don't subscribe to that one.
So I mean, it's difficult as it is. As difficult as it is, sometimes you have to have a forgiving soul, and you have to understand that everything is not going to be perfect. Everything is not going to be going in the direction you want it to.
Right.
And
there's always going to be obstacles,
or
bumps or whatever in
Absolutely.
the road and mountains that you have to climb just to achieve or attain the goal that you want to see.
Right. So this conversation tonight, resistance versus acceptance, the rhythm of relationships, is exactly what we were just talking about. I mean, just from a personal standpoint, I've been the resistant person in a relationship, not just in, husband and wife or anything else like that. I mean, just having friends, work, things like that. I've always been resistance. I was always the resistance. And it taught me a lot, to be honest with you. It taught me a lot on the professional level, and it taught me a lot in my personal, because the resistance that I have is not even their fault. So I'm bringing resistance into a relationship, whether it's a friendship or whatever. It's not even their resistance. It's not even something that they would even expect to get resistance from. But it's not theirs. So I'm being resistant to something that may have happened to me, and I ain't healed from that shit. We bring that in relationships. Yeah. And then then people say, okay, what about the acceptance? The acceptance is just the point of view that you accept this person and they bullshit.
Right.
Which means y'all done had a carbon copy conversation or something transparent, and it has begun to not only become more comfortable for everybody involved, but
that's when you start peeling the layers.
Well, yeah, you start peeling the layers back, and now this person can actually trust and confide in you, and you can trust and confide in this person, and it's not a give or take kind of thing. It's almost
more comfortable.
Well, that part, but it's almost like, remember in grade school they used to say, you get to bring in a toy from home.
Oh yeah.
What was that shit called? Whatever it was called. But you bring it in and then you get to explain it.
Right.
Well, that's the kind of Huh? I can't think of it, but
it's right there.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna hold up. But we don't know. It's just one of those things where you are able to bring something in and show it off to everybody.
Show and tell.
Show and tell. There you go. It's show and tell. So basically, when you do in show and tell, it's the same thing you're doing in life, in jobs and everything else. You didn't put all this shit down on the application. You didn't sold yourself in the interview. Now it's time to show and tell.
Right.
It's show and tell now. It's like you didn't hype everybody up about this woman you got, and you say she's the best thing, and we want to meet her. Show and tell.
Right.
We're in this show and tell phase of relationship status and relationships and everything else, all because of social media. This whole show and tell thing has kind of been the norm before social media, and now it's like at the forefront where people are judging you and your relationship based on the person you're with, when you don't even know either. You don't know either one of those people. Well, that's the same thing we doing in relationships.
Yeah, they used to say, what they used to say back in the day, put up or shut up.
Yeah.
Come on. For real.
Yeah. It's been this is the third episode.
What up, Z?
With
what up, Z?
With Constance. Actually, it's Connie. I just call her Constance to be an asshole. But yeah, this is the third episode. Appreciate the love. Yes, she is on camera tonight.
I am. Hey.
So I don't know. Sometimes, resistance and acceptance, some people's personality is always going to be resistant, and it's not about trust or anything else. That's just people's personality. Some people's personality is just fabric that way. They don't have insecurities. They're not protecting anything. They're just the asshole. They don't feel like they need to tell a lot of people about themselves, so they give them what they want. And then when someone says, that's all you're going to tell me? Yeah, now get the fuck out my face. If that's not too much to ask.
you just hit them with the short and sweet stuff, and then you're like, goodbye.
I was like that in the Navy until I started drinking. Then when I started drinking, the conversations went totally different.
Banks in the building.
Absolutely. Banks in the building was good. Banks and Mario. Hey, I know. I got to think about that 3 hour, difference, especially, being it's 7:30-ish going on 8 here, and it's almost 5 o'clock there. And it's like, oh no, I'm about to work it out. I'm about to do what I got to do. Yeah. Relax. I feel you. We ain't drinking in the Navy. Yeah, you're right. We didn't drink. We drank. I just think that we become more comfortable in our skin the older we start to get. And it's like, I'm not changing no more. This is just who I am. Get over yourself.
Right. Accept me for who I am, how I am.
Right.
And if you don't like it, okay.
Right. And I think people have gotten to the point where it's not just laziness. It's like, this is just it.
Right.
This is it.
This is what you get.
I'm not dressing up for no fancy ass date. What's good, sis? What's good?
What's good, sis?
We not dressing up for no fancy ass dates. We not putting on no cologne or nothing. I mean, I'm gonna brush my teeth and wash my ass, but
but that's all you get.
You gonna get some nice shoes. You gonna get some nice shoes, because the last thing I want you to do is look at my feet and be like, oh, he really don't give a fuck. But no,
damn, his feet stink too.
No, it's like, dang, this motherfucker. He ain't even got the real Timberlands on. He got the Timberland skate shoes on. This is terrible.
Oh, Lord.
But, it goes without speaking. I'm going to be who I am. I didn't dress up when me and Connie was courting or dating or whatever you want to say.
No.
She saw jeans and a button-up.
We did dress up a few times when...
That's because we was going outside the house. Outside the house.
Oh, in the house?
No, not even in the house. I'm talking about, like, even if we went out to dinner or whatever. We didn't dress up. It was like whatever we felt like eating in.
It was a decent shirt and some jeans.
We got good
sneaks.
We got good enough sense to realize, we got on them yellow forces. Uh-oh. Jonathan is in the building. Hello, Jonathan.
Hey, Johnny.
Uncle Johnny. So it's just really weird, because we dressed up for the occasion. We didn't dress up to impress each other. And
right, exactly.
I think that's where a lot of people lose focus on the reality of the relationship. It's like, really, what are you looking for in this relationship? Because the most resistance you're getting right now is your clairvoyant thinking this motherfucker's supposed to look a certain kind of way when he go out. And he is casual, or she is as casual as possible.
Yep.
And you like, I got on this suit and she came out here with jeans and a top, you know, and it's like, most people will be like, I'm cool with that. It's like, right. I think I don't want someone to feel like they have to go out of their way to impress me. If they can impress me, if I can be impressed by the way they look and they're not even trying to, you know, go over the top and look good. Absolutely, Lisa. It's absolutely. I think that's where it's at. And it's like, I didn't want Connie to feel like she needed to dress up when we went out, when she had to dress a certain way when she went to work. I'm just being an asshole at this point. If I be like, why can't wear nothing lights? You see me dressed up and getting all prime and purple. What's going on with you? It's like, I can't be that guy. And some of us are dealing with that same person. Because
at that point, I'm going to tell you a few choice words and be like, look, I'm getting comfortable, motherfucker. That's it.
I mean,
I'm comfortable.
To me, that's controlling. I mean, I don't care how. I mean, and that's not even like when you in a relationship with somebody. It's like you're getting to know this person and you're dating them.
Oh,
it's that type of resistance you're already getting with that person. It's like, well, yo, why come you couldn't wear? Wait a minute, we ain't even in a real good relationship, and you trying to tell me what I should wear,
right?
Based off of what you want to wear.
Yeah.
Who the hell you impressing, Mr. Job Interview? Who the fuck are you trying to impress? The interview is at 10 o'clock. It's 9. Who? What, sir? What, sir? Damn. I'm like.
You open the door when they come to pick you up or whatever. You open the door for them and they look at you and they start at the head. They work their way down and you looking at them like, what? Is there a problem?
No. See, you went the wrong way. I've been looked like that before. I've been looked at that before. Like exactly like that. Dressed up, went to go pick somebody up on a date, and they start from my shoes all the way up. I'm like, well, if I'm not to your liking, I can leave. But for you to look me up and down like that is making me think you trying to sing a song to me.
Want to hear it?
I said, no, I don't want to sing that shit. I said this like to this girl, and she was like, what are you trying to say? I was like, well, shit, are you trying to sing you want to lick me up and down, or are you just actually taking your time to see what the fuck I got on before we leave?
I'm done.
Shit.
Goodbye.
I was like Tommy that time, though. I was like Tommy. Rest in peace. I was like Tommy. Got the draws, dog.
You have.
Oh, shit. Okay, anyway. But I think it's
y'all getting the comedy special tonight.
I mean, I think I'm gonna be honest. For me, I mean, shit, we could go back to that if you want to talk about it.
No.
I got a whole story about that shit. Yeah, my wife's tired of hearing my sescapades when I was
exactly. I don't want to hear about all that back in the day shit.
Before That's What I Said. Ced was out there.
Yeah,
because Ced liked to dance. Ced liked to dance, and yeah, and that was. We gonna leave it at that. Mm-hmm. We gonna leave it at that. There's some stories that I choose to not bore y'all with. I'm trying to make sure my comments are rolling. Sorry, I had to disappear for a second. But this is Studio B. We didn't say it, but that was something we forgot to say in Studio B.
Yep,
we are in Studio B.
Yep. Hence
the makeshift shirt that wants to be sprawled the fuck out behind us. That's what I said. And yes, you can DM me if you want this sweatshirt. This is a sweatshirt. However, I am going. That was an announcement that I was going to make.
Bing.
Yeah. So this weekend, I'm actually going to design a T-shirt similar to the sweatshirts. And that will be on sale next week. Because we're in August, y'all.
It's hoodie time.
It is. It's ready to get hoodies. And it's only 4 more months before the end of the year.
That's insane.
This year has flown by. It's ridiculous.
How in the hell?
That's what's up.
You're right. It's already August 1st.
Yep.
And we literally are looking at the end of the year already. It's already in focus. Damn.
I'm purposely thinking that the government has slighted us with all this distractionary shit that's going on, and the housing prices going up. Inflation is going up. Jobs are becoming a little bit more scarce as far as they're not just hiring, but who they're trying to hire. And some places are actually taking the time to actually venture out into using online systems to review resumes and things of that nature, to contact people that may or may not be in the area that they live in. But I think, in retrospect, as we continue to understand these things, people are still steadily behind trying to figure this shit out.
Right.
And right.
Yeah, we know that hot hell over there, Lisa.
Yeah. I feel you, and I appreciate that, sis. I don't know what the hell Arizona got going on. I think I texted you, Lisa, and told you this. For some reason, I think the devil is on vacation in Arizona.
Mm-hmm. And he just burning the hell up.
I'm conveniently convinced. Like, I've been thinking this for a while. He is on vacation in Arizona. Because that, to me, that's not even disrespectful. That's like,
that's hell heat.
I don't get it. I don't get it. It's like if hell had an area code.
The whole state of Arizona.
Yeah, it's like whatever your area code is in the city you live in Arizona is hell.
Right.
And I'm sure Arizona has probably a good number of area codes, not like 1 or 2.
I think he came and set up camp. You're probably right. And he marinating and marinating and marinating. And he going to be there a while.
Yeah, that's the sad reality.
Right. Probably October he'll start to leave.
So the last little, I guess, gadget as far as what I want to talk about with resistance and acceptance is it's not just your couple's relationship type conversation. And I said this before in the beginning. This is like in the retrospect of friendships, business relationships, jobs, situationships, side pieces, acquaintances, your booty calls,
whatever.
This involves pretty much every facet of life.
Yeah.
How you navigate in these relationships, a lot of it is based on resistance and acceptance. It's the rhythm of the relationship.
Right.
You're going to have resistance as well as acceptance. And what people don't understand is that you're going to have some resistance, but I think you're going to have a lot more acceptance instead of you're going to accept the fact that this person is resistant on certain things. However, there's a compromise. There's a conversation in there.
I was just going to say.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to just be with you because you're just a complete asshole.
Right.
And I know that you are. But some of this asshole shit you doing, you got the asshole audacity to think that I'm supposed to just be okay with that.
That's where the compromise comes in. I'm just saying.
Absolutely, Banks. Absolutely. And I think these conversations that we're having and that I try to have on the podcast, they are like real life situations. Rather we've dealt with them or we've dealt with them in the past.
Absolutely.
You have to accept and know this. The rhythm of your relationship and how relationships flow is always going to be resistance versus acceptance. That's just my opinion. Now, you can have an opinion from someone that went to Oxford College or Morehouse or Harvard or FAMU or, just ever. All these different colleges and a lot of them, majority I named black HBCUs. But we get into these relationships accepting the resistance. And like I've always say, and people, I need to put this on a t-shirt too, it's like oil and water. How much oil is in your water? Because the water is always resistant from mixing with the oil, and the oil is resistant from mixing with the water. And no matter how much you stir that shit up,
it's always going to
you're going to see bubbles and everything else. And then when you come back about an hour later, what happens? It's an oily goop still at the top. You ever just shook the hell out of a lava lamp? Even though that's the concept of oil and water in a sense.
Right.
It's the density. We get into these relationships immediately, especially, intimate relationships, business relationships as well, job as well. And you exactly, Lisa, we compromise so much in these relationships. And it's not that you forget who you are.
Big bro in the building.
What's good, brother? I just think that we compromise so much in these relationships where we know what the resistance is. We've had a conversation to the person and told them what the resistance is and said, but I accept you. Anybody remember hearing that conversation at some point in time when there was some resistance and y'all done got into an argument or some shit? Or it might have been early in a relationship and you sitting there holding your boo's hand. It's like, girl, stop fighting me. I accept you in the back of your mind and all your bullshit too.
All them flaws.
I mean, I don't give a damn who you are. That's the one thing you gonna tell your girl, but you not gonna tell her. Girl, I accept you.
And you skip out the and all your bullshit.
Oh yeah, you skip over that shit. It's like a ventriloquist thing.
Right. It's like you want them to hear it without you saying it.
That shit. Oh shit, we talking about lying ourselves for the comfort of other people. Hey.
Bro, late to the game, but it's all gravy.
No. Hey, since they said it right there, it's like, that is the best way to put it. We compromise basically to allow somebody to just continue to be fucked up. Not that we need to be the aspirin or the Tylenol to just say, here, this is going to mask the pain, but it's still there, dumbass. It's a hard pill to swallow. And it's like, if you could be real with somebody and tell them straight up, I accept you, but you got some bullshit you need to deal with if you want anything more to happen with this relationship. People like, oh shit, you giving me some time? Bitch, you don't know the concept of time. You still fucked up. How do you understand the concept of time if you still fucked up and I'm saying I accept you?
Right.
Are we serious right now?
For who you are and all that shit.
If you don't sit all the way the fuck down.
And all my people say it.
I'm just saying.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
I don't know. I have this concept that I think well, I put it like this. I learned in the process, and it's something that I mentally do for myself, and it's nothing that I ever tell that person or say, but I'm going to share it with y'all. Something that I actually do internally is ask questions to understand how this person is going to respond to me if I ask the question that I'm going to ask. So you have a certain criteria of things you want to talk about, and you have an expectation of how that conversation should come out. No, I don't do all that. This is what I do. I break that person down like a Philly blunt. I take all that bullshit out. It's just bare paper now. Just bare paper. And guess what? I'm seeing what's going back in there because I'm rolling it. So that's how the conversation goes. That's how the conversation went with me and Connie.
Oh, it was fucked up.
I broke her down to the point where she actually had to look through the glass in the living room to see the reflection of herself. Like, who has the time to break me down?
Right. I need a drink.
I need a drink right now.
And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
I needed a drink after that shit. And I went straight to the kitchen, poured the vodka, poured the 7-Up, and went back outside and had a smoke and my drink.
Exactly. And let me say this. Exactly, Lisa. It's, you accept that person for everything, no matter what. And that's giving them that okay, that you are there for me, you support me. For some people. For some people. I think some people get comfortable in that, okay, you accept me for me, then I'm just never going to fix this shit. And I think that's the most painfulest shit to go through, because now it's like, you're not holding this person's feet to the fire. You've already accepted them.
Right.
But now you have gone through this evolutionary change within yourself to where you realize certain things that you accepted was a flaw in the matrix of you. Because you gotta look at life like you're Neo. You can't look at life like somebody else's Neo. You're fucking Neo in the matrix. You're the oil in the water. There's a disturbance in the force. That's what your last Jedi mind trick is at this point in life when you go into a damn relationship. It's like, okay, this is starting to aggravate the fuck out of me. Because now I understand what the word excuses mean. It's like you start to understand the real true definition of certain words when people say them over and over and over again. Hence the word excuse me.
I'm sorry.
Excuse me. Excuses. But excuse me.
Excuse me, what?
I appreciate you. Thank you. I appreciate you. I don't get it. Like, I go in, like I was saying before, I go in and pretty much ask these different things of just my observation of them, and not even an assumption, just based off of conversations and everything else. It's like you keep that notebook inside your brain, not to hurt the person, but to make this person see what they are doing and how it's affecting the people around them, and how you are affecting yourself by making excuses after excuses after excuses as to why you're doing what you're doing. People will respect you more because you're not trying to make them an asshole. Because some people just want to be trapped in whatever coping mechanism that they're in. Before you realize that it's a coping mechanism, you just automatically put it on, this is what I'm doing, because it's a habit now.
I was just going to say, it's a habit. It's something that you're accustomed to doing.
Right.
You just continually do it day in, day out, without even realizing that it's a coping mechanism.
I'm going to tell you right now, you know the most resistant person in any relationship is? There's actually kind of two, but yeah.
Unhealed?
No. Those are the ones that don't want to get in a relationship, to be honest with you. And if they are in a relationship, it's because of the absence of physical touch and maybe some emotional shit. But it ain't there to be in a complete relationship. But that's just my opinion. But go ahead. There's two.
I don't know the second
Okay,
one.
the first one is fear. That fear of failing, that fear of success, that fear of being cheated on, the fear. It's there. The other one is insecurity. Those are the two big resistance models there is that fucks with the rhythm of a relationship. Because a person that has fear, they're protecting that fear and trying to validate why they have that fear. A person that's insecure is insecure because of something that happened to them that may or may not be true. A lot of times it's not true. And they live in that insecurity that was built from somebody else, and they basically project it out on the new relationship or the person that they with. And I've talked about this before. Yeah. But those two things, and that's just my opinion. I'm not a relationship expert. Don't deem me as that. I just learned from my relationships off the dumb shit that I used to do and some of the dumb shit that some of the women used to do to me. And the only way you get better at being in a relationship is learning from your mistakes as to why you're doing the things that you're doing. So you're not the reason why someone can accept you. It's not about being all this change and attracting the person you want to change, you don't want to be with. It's about changing the person that you are and how you view things and how you see things.
Yeah.
And what you can and can't create in a relationship. Because some people think that it's just a figure of speech that you could be the reason why you are not having successful relationships. Because some people want to just think, no, I'm just with assholes. Okay, let's examine that. You're just with assholes. So
why?
Do you typically date the same type of person? It's like, do you have a certain, you got to get to the understanding of, do you have a certain type of man that you like to be with? Or is there a certain type of female you like to be with?
Right.
And it's like, when someone can't give you the straight answer, you have to really understand two things about people. Don't judge them. And guess what? That other conversation in the back. You're going to hear don't judge them all day long. You go to church, you're going to hear don't judge them. You go to these pro-righteous teacher ass niggas, don't judge them. I'm going to tell you this from the bottom of my heart. I don't give a fuck about all the pain and everything that you've been through. I didn't do that shit. The fact that you trying to project that bullshit off to me, oh, okay. I got something for you. This is how you get something for them. You don't leave them. You give them their shit back. You give them their shit back. Because obviously you're attracted to me because I resemble them niggas, but I ain't that nigga. Just because we look alike don't mean we are alike. And just because I might have this charisma about me and this vernacular and this sapiosexual kind of energy off me doesn't mean I'm just like them.
Hey, sissy.
Oh, shit. Where's she at?
She in the comments in the bottom.
Hey. There she is. I see you.
Send a little heart hands. And sorry, I
Ooh, see?
I know.
Hey, we've been talking about this for a minute. We need to make this happen. We need to bring my sis on the podcast, Miss Lisa out there in in Arizona.
in hell, Arizona.
Yes, I need to interview you because we need to talk about that. So I'm gonna say this,
and it's okay if they get upset.
Absolutely, they're gonna get upset. I'm gonna tell you right now, if this person is not getting upset, telling you about you and how much more he sees in you, and he's not having an emotional thing about it. They talk about this in network marketing. They talk about this even in entrepreneurship. They talk about this insurance sales. Anything that you can get a commission. What is your why? This why makes things so, like, I think it makes it so much more worthwhile when you can let this person know your why. Mm-hmm. When you're getting to know them and y'all decided to get in a relationship and you know, it's not just the whole physical aspect. It's like you're doing things together, and then you have to have that serious conversation because you're vibing and everything else, and you got to let this person know, bro, this is not temporary for me.
Right.
So if you acting or want this to be temporary or a short change thing, I'm not that dude.
Exactly.
Like, I had this conversation with Connie. She was like, where the fuck is this coming from? I need a drink. It's like I made her, like, I talked about her, how much she was drinking.
Oh my God.
And I was having these conversations to where she was like, no, I got to have a drink now.
And mind you, it's our anniversary.
Oh yeah, it is today. When we started our relationship in 2017, today's our anniversary. So, Facts.
Yeah.
So it goes without saying, I think, and knowing these things and then being able to just try to, you know, project it out on a podcast, it's more opening to the point of being transparent as a man. Mm-hmm. But that's just my experience. Sometimes your experience is going to be like that, but it's probably not going to be this pathetic. Pathetic. It's just that you understand certain things and you know how to treat a woman, and that woman knows how to treat a man, and then y'all just don't have no conflict because that man does what he's supposed to do for that woman and the woman does what she's supposed to do for that man. But then people want to go back and say, well, what are those things? I think, yes, absolutely, sissy. Andre Little in the building. My brother out there in New Jersey. What's good, brother?
What's good, Andre?
I don't know. I think for me, and understanding resistance and versus acceptance, I think when me and Connie was like in our relationship for a while, it was probably about a year or 2 years, and realizing the things that I was dealing with my mental health from PTSD standpoint, and then what Connie was dealing with, I understood it more. And it wasn't just about resistance and acceptance. It was about, I can strain a lot of bonds and not even realize it. And it's like, I need to stop that. It's like I'm creating all this pain and all this friction and all these things because of what I'm dealing with. And it's like I'm trying to make somebody accept it when I'm not totally accepting it myself because I'm upset. and it's not even that other person's fault. And it's like, you're being upset about something. It's not the other person's fault, yet you are being upset with the other person. So it's like you just okayed yourself to be an asshole, even though you know it's not her fault or his fault.
Yeah.
So it goes without speaking. Sometimes you have to try to curb it as much as possible, regardless of what it is you're dealing with. Be humble with yourself, but be real and honest with yourself, and be honest with the person you with. Because the least resistance is the most resistance that you're given at this point. Because you don't have to be so resistant. You're being resistant because you're trying to protect something that you don't want someone to judge you from. Don't judge me. I'm not saying I'm judging you. But what I'm trying to tell you is you are thinking people are judging you when really they give a shit about you and they don't want you to give up on whatever it is that you're trying to do. But you are out here, don't judge me, like it's a big deal. No, it's a big deal because you're creating that. You're creating that. You're creating that oil in the water. You're creating that fabric that don't, meet the Velcro all the way. And you think you bought cheap Velcro. No, it's the fabric, bro. Sometimes you got to change the carpet because too many motherfuckers been walking on it. And it's not because they got shoes on. They feet dirty. Because some people don't like to wash their feet. And it's not even just a figure of speech. I'm talking real shit. Some people don't like to wash their feet.
And they really need to. I'm just saying.
I mean, that ass. Like,
he cannot go around smelling like corn chips. I'm just saying.
Marshall.
Uh-oh. What's good, bro? Give my love to Adrian. Give her a big old hug from me.
Hey, I love you guys, man. And I love your post, by the way, Marshall. I can't get a bite because I really don't want one. I like them. I just know I can't get one. That's why
No.
Okay.
He can't have a motorcycle.
Truth be told, my favorite car is a GT 500 Ford Mustang. Favorite car, Shelby edition, by the way. Favorite car on the planet. Then, of course, that happened all like my life. Of course, times have changed, and I have a fleet of cars that I have favorites for specific reasons.
Oh my God. The list is freaking long, y'all.
This is part of the acceptance and resistance, by the way. Because the resistance is
the support and love I have for this man is freaking unbelievable with this shit. I'm telling you. This y'all, transparency is a fragment into our life every day. Every day.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
And I'm going to put it to you like this. I love bikes because of the freedom of just being able to enjoy the wind and everything else. At a very young age, when I was in the Navy, was given defensive driving course to drive ambulances at Naval Hospital, the first Naval Hospital that I was at in California. The mistake they gave was giving a 19-year-old
the keys
to
a machine
that only had his driver's license for a year. Crashed his ex-girlfriend. Well, it wasn't ex-girlfriend. It was more of a side piece, but that's another story. Crashed her car at the McDonald's drive-thru.
It's the first time I'm hearing this story. This shit's
bullshit.
Hilarious.
No bullshit. Had to pay for the damage. And then went to defensive driver's course. Learned how to drive completely better. But this was the dangerous part. They taught me how to drive fast and how to control the vehicle at a fast speed because I was driving an emergency vehicle. Why did you do that?
They weren't thinking when they did that. Up here, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But,
But
that was many moons ago.
Yes. I'm saying that to say this. Her acceptance and the fact that she knows the priority list of the cars that I want and when I want them. And it's not even actually a win. It's more of like, if there's ever opportunity to get the first car, this is the first car on the list. But there's things that have to happen before then. I'm a very patient man. I am not trying to push my wife into bankruptcy to make sure that the first car on the list is purchased so I could be in the garage working on the vehicle,
tinkering
and creating more podcast, content as well.
Oh my God.
But that's neither here nor there. Resistance versus acceptance. You got anything for the people before we get out of here? Because I think we didn't said enough. I don't want to keep going. We almost went
into overtime.
Yeah, I don't want to keep going because I got a couple more things I could do, but I don't want to do y'all like that. We made a promise to ourselves.
We might have to do an episode 2 on this.
We have to do that. We might have to do that, and maybe collaborate with the people in the comments. So if y'all like to make a part 2 to this, hit me up.
Absolutely,
we can do that. So
yeah. The only thing I have is thanks for tapping in and tuning in. As always, I appreciate the love and all the discussion in the comments tonight. This was by far one of the best podcasts we've had. So appreciate all the love and support. Don't forget to go check out our YouTube page and go shop in the store. That's what I said.com.
Okay, the store is not linked on that'swhatisaid.com. However, you can subscribe to the YouTube page. My store link, I will put it in the comments of this live video. As I said in the beginning of the podcast, I will be creating T-shirts that are going to mimic the sweatshirts because I know there's going to be a transition going on, but we're still hot. So I'm going to put some T-shirts in the store, and they will be available next week, next Tuesday. By the next Tuesday's podcast, we're still doing a podcast on Thursday, but there will be a change coming up, and it's not going to happen until September 1st, but we're going to get into that, where the podcast will only be for one day, and the podcast will probably be about an hour and a half, and it will solely be on YouTube and Spreaker.com. You have to download the app to comment, and talk to me live, because I will not be streaming on Facebook after August 31st. I'm just not going to do it. So if you love the podcast, you love the content you've seen tonight, please support us. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on all social media platforms. That's What I Said, including Facebook. I have a That's What I Said page. Make sure you tap a follow on that one, as well as my personal page that you're seeing the actual live content on. And with that being said,
we're out of here.
That's what I said. Hope y'all enjoyed yourself. We out of here. Put that fish grease on or something. I'm hungry.
Love you too, Marshall.
Yep, love you too, brother. Peace and love, y'all. I appreciate the energy of everybody in the comments. We'll see y'all on Thursday. Peace.
Thanks for listening to another episode of That's What I Said with Cedric Sanders. Make sure to like and subscribe to the show on your favorite podcast platform so you never miss an episode.